Alright YouTube, it's your boy AlexTrainsChest back here for another video. And today I've got some equipment. I've got a yardstick and I've got a tape measure. And the reason for that is because I wanted to start just uploading hopefully daily videos updating the progress on my lower back / glute sciatic nerve injury thing. Now I have selected 3 different tests that I'm going to perform on myself to kind of gauge the progress of my injury, and the idea is to post one of these videos a day until I'm back to 100%. And then the other thing that I'm doing in the background is I'm taking a picture of my physique in the mirror, same position, same lighting, etc. every day. And I think I'm actually going to try to do that for a full year, and then at the end of the year I'll get to do one of those cool like videos where, you know, like 365 day whatever, and see where my physique started and see where my physique ended. So with that, I'm going to do 3 different tests, as I said.
So the first test I do, I anchor the tape measure under a piece of paper. I'm going to stand next to it, and basically what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to bend over as far as I can, just to the point where I start experiencing pain. Now I get down to about 26.75, and right there I try to extend a little bit further, and that was me trying to push through pain. And you shouldn't do that if you're doing this test. Like, don't try to push through pain. Just get down to the point where you can go to, which in my case was 26.75. And don't go any further past that, and we'll take that measurement for a delta of 4.25 inches. All right, for this next test, I'm basically trying to do a straight leg raise test. First, I raise the non-injured leg, which is my left leg, and then I raise the injured leg, which is my right leg. And as you can see, I definitely cannot get nearly as far off the ground with the right leg as the left, which is pretty bad, only 18 degrees. But considering all things considered, that was a lot worse a few weeks ago, so that's good. So the last test I'm going to do is going to be a stability type test. I get into a plank position, and then I try to raise one arm off the ground and the opposite leg. So I start off with my left arm, my right leg, that's the injured leg, and then I try to go to the other side. Now when I go to the other side and I raise my right arm and my left leg, all my weight is going to be supported between my injured leg and my other arm. So as you can see, it's a little bit harder for me to hold that position. I can't lift my arm as far off the ground. Alright guys, so these are the 3 tests that I'm going to try and do every day and post the progress of my injury. I want to point out that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a PT. These are just good benchmarks that I thought would be good to measure the progress of my own injury. Obviously everybody's body is going to be different, so keep that in mind.
Alright guys, so there you go. Those are the 3 tests that I'm going to try and do basically every day until I get better. And I'm hoping that with each day, or possibly with each few days, I'll get to see more and more noticeable progress in each of these tests. Now, because I'm making a video right now, I might as well just tag on a couple other little comments here. So I watched 2 YouTube videos today. One was by a guy named Bradley Martin, and then the other one was by a guy named John Meadows. Now, I love both those guys' channels. Brad, he puts up like some really crazy stuff. He's a super strong dude. And then John is just an all-around beast. He's got amazing training advice. Anyway, today, Brad, he put up a video and he said, he talked about sprinting, and he talked about how he felt like his deadlifts and squats were a lot stronger after sprinting. He basically put out the theory that, hey, I think this is a thing. I think that if you do sprints and rest from deadlifts and squats, you'll see big incremental improvements in both of those lifts. And I just want to say to you, Brad, you are 100%, well, I don't want to say 100% right, but I totally am on board with what you're saying. Personally, I do hill sprints all the time, or at least when I wasn't injured, I would do hill sprints. And I found that they resulted in significant improvements in my deadlifts and squats. One thing that Brad did mention is he said, take a break from deadlifts and squats, do your sprints, then come back to the exercises and see if you get improvement. Now, in my case, I made the mistake of not taking that break I was just going 100%. I'll sprint, I'll squat the same day, I don't care. I'll sprint, I'll deadlift the same day, whatever, trying to hit PRs. And that is definitely a pathway to injury. So, despite the fact that I believe it's true that sprinting will improve your deadlifts and squats, make sure that you don't go too crazy on yourself. Otherwise, you'll get hurt like I did. And you'll be doing these stupid rehab exercises and stuff. But that's a good segue into the John Meadows video that I watched. So he put out a video today that was basically 5 tips to avoid injury. Now, I would like to add a number. Well, I can't hold up my other hand because it's holding the camera. I'd like to add a 6th item to that list, and that is, I personally believe that overtraining is a real thing. And I'm not talking about overtraining where you worked out really hard one day and you're sore the next day. No, I'm talking about like stuff that I used to do, stuff that got me in this injured position. Is I would be going hard training 10, 11 days at a time without a rest day. And then I would take one rest day and I would do another 10 or 11 days on. So anyway, guys, I'm looking forward to doing these like little tests more often. Looking forward to progressing and getting better from this injury as quickly as possible. And again, I think that sprints do improve not just your deadlifts and your squats, but just leg training in general. And also, sprints will give you a wicked pump in your quads. And then lastly, really be careful about overtraining. If you're somebody like me, or like, John Meadows, where you just like to train. I mean, it's the thing that you want to go do, like for me, when I get off work, it's like the gym, that's just like where I want to be. That's like what I want to do, if you are in that mentality, just be careful not to like do what I did and train like, 8 or 9 days on without like a full day of rest, like literally not doing anything physical. All right, guys, so hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow when I do another one of these tests, and hopefully these tests will give better results tomorrow than they did today. All right, AlexTrainsChest, check it out.